Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Minisode. Before I start, if you follow me on social media, you will have noticed that I mentioned over the weekend I got a cold. You can probably hear it in my voice a little bit. It's still lingering there. It's a lot better. So thank you, everyone who's been praying for me. But I- I- I'm congested, and if you can't hear it, that's great. But I could hear it, so what did you think of this episode with Rob Renee, the founder of Exodus Strong? Are you a health nut? Do you love uncovering all the different ideas that God has made for health and wellness? Is this a topic that you get giddy over? It wasn't in the beginning for me. It was a hard road to go down to realize all these different things about my health and what is and isn't good, things that I had believed forever. And it was just really hard for me to wrap my brain around all that. But after talking with Rob and also taking the supplement, yes, I do take Exodus Strong, and it has been, I think, about 3 months that I've been taking it now. And it has been very transformational for me. If you listened through the whole episode, you would have heard me share my testimony. So I'm not going to go in depth with that. You can go back and listen to the episode, or you can see the written version of it in the show notes. I have a little bit of that there. But it has transformed my anger fits for sure. And that's something I will always give God the glory for, because I know it's not just the supplement. These are biblically based supplements that he makes, but God is in it. Again, biblically based means it's based off of biblical truth. And who gave us that biblical truth? That would be God. So everything goes back to God. He gets the glory for everything that is going on with me and my health. And I'm just thankful that Rob was obedient to the call that God had on his life. Sure, he had to go down a very hard road to get there, but God is doing amazing things through him. If you haven't checked out Exodus Strong, you really should. It is very good and it is very healthy. Only 7 ingredients. I can't explain how awesome it is enough. But what I want to talk about today is the importance of not getting bogged down into the weeds of being healthy. I did this at the beginning. I was very strict with what I was going to give my family, what I was going to do, and it was hard. There are a lot of things in our food that we cannot buy something without it being in there. For example, there's a lot of seed oils. Seed oils are bad for you. There's a lot of them in everything. And if you look hard enough, there might be just one in something, but all the other ingredients are great. Are you going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say? Well, yes, I did that at first. I did that for a while. It was frustrating. There was not much we could eat. There was not much we could drink. After time went on and I realized how expensive this journey is, for one, and how deep down this rabbit trail you can get, I started realizing that I need to put it in a biblical perspective. My body is the temple of God. Yes, absolutely true. I believe that. But we also need to remember that when our time is up, our time is up. We could be the most healthiest person in the world and we could just drop dead because God said so. That does not mean that we need to go out and eat McDonald's every single day, although, despite the fact that their fries feel like rubber after 5 seconds, they are delicious for those first 5 seconds. But we should not be so stressed out about what we are eating to the point that that stress causes us health issues. You know what I'm saying? This is where I started with this journey. It reminds me of my spiritual journey when I was uncovering all the different things that were wrong with music, and Christian artists and people I listened to and books I read and all this stuff. Like, this health journey reminds me of that. I went hard for it in the beginning for what I was and wasn't going to listen to. And then I started getting to this place where I felt comatose. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it. And that I didn't know where to go from there. And I just felt legalistic about it. I started getting that way with my health journey for me and my family. And I did not like it. It was not healthy. I was constantly worried about what we were eating and drinking. So I let it go and I realized that God is ultimately in control. Yes, I need to eat better. Yes, I need to eat smaller portions. Yes, I should be aware of what is in things. We don't do dyes in our house. That is an absolute no. We will not do that. High fructose corn syrup, we don't do that. We get our cereals from the healthier areas. Yes, they're more expensive, but it's a sacrifice we're willing to make. We get our meat from farms that we trust. That's where we get our milk, our raw milk. So we do healthier steps. That's what you need to do is do healthier steps. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be a perfect specimen on this earth. You could think you are, but again, God can take your breath away and you can be done on this earth at any point in time. It does not matter how healthy you are. So your takeaway today is if you are on a health journey, do not get bogged down in every bit of it. Pray over what you feel God wants you to do and do that. Don't do more, don't do less. Do what God is calling you to do for your health journey, for the journey of your family. There's going to be voices everywhere telling you, do this, don't do this, do that, don't do that. And they're going to contradict each other, and you're just going to get stressed out. You have to just take one simple step at a time to go on in your health journey. Take one walk a week if that's all that you can do. Drink more water instead of coffee or something else that, maybe you feel God telling you to go back on. And allow yourself to have a delicious, unhealthy treat now and then. It doesn't have to be something consistently every day or every week, but just now and then. If you want to eat a Kit Kat, eat a Kit Kat. I will eat them every once in a while, only the dark ones, but it still doesn't hit the same. And that's when you'll know that you're okay to not have it. But don't deny yourself those types of things just because you know they're bad for you and you absolutely can't do that. Because what's going to happen if you do that with your kids, and that's where I started realizing I can't be that rigid, is they're going to be mad at one point in life. They're going to want to rebel and they're going to want to eat everything that you told them they couldn't eat or that they shouldn't eat. And then what's going to happen to them? So we need to be aware of the future of our children as well. So take healthier steps, look at the ingredients for what you're eating, and just find the one that has the less amount of ingredients and the lesser of all the evils that are out there. I mean, if you find something that's got 6 ingredients and one of them is a seed oil, but the rest of the products in that area are just absolutely the worst, then just take that one and pray over it. Remember to bring God into the situation and ask Him to help you stay healthy as much as it is His will. You will not be on this earth forever. This is not our home. So we need to stop acting like it by going uber crazy with what we do. And let's also not judge people who don't do what we think they should do health-wise. That is not a godly way to go about it, for one, and it's just not friendly either. I am in some health groups, and there are some mean girls in there, and it's not right. We should not judge people who don't think the way that we think in regards to our health. Just share what you know with them and allow God to convict their heart in the way that it needs to. It is not your job to make them change. If something happens to them and they didn't listen to your advice, that is not an excuse for you to go to them and say, "See, I told you." So let's be kind to each other. Let's be gracious with each other. And let's help each other stay healthy because we are the temple of God. All right. I hope you enjoyed this mini-sode. Let me know in the comments what you think, where you are on your health journey, and I will talk to you again later. God bless.